Hey, thanks for joining us today on our Life with Maggie dog video. Trying to get things situated and hold on to things at the same time, so bear with me for a second. That's Maggie over there. My name's Bill, and far ahead, and we'll catch up to him in a second, is Toby. That's Maggie's brother, younger by two years. Mags, you coming? Anyway, if you want, like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you did. I'm not going to make any money, but it's nice to have company on these walks. We are in the beginning of fall, and it is a gray, overcast, and mostly rainy day today. So, Mags, you coming? Maggie. Anyway, thanks for joining us on the walk. Fall happens by the smallest of degrees. I guess literally and figuratively. Morning temperatures are a little chillier. Evenings cool off an hour or two earlier. Those are the things you can easily notice if you're paying attention. But there's more subtle things afoot. The vibrant greens soften and then eventually disappear. The appearance of dull yellows, gentle browns, colorscape gently mellowing, remind me of that Donovan song, Mellow Yellow, for years past. By late August, plants have deadheaded, seed pods appearing, and others have simply given up the ghost, exhausted from providing months of vibrant color, feeding the pollinators and painting the landscape with a dazzling treat of our eyes. But that dazzling treat changes. From the dazzling summer colors to the dazzling fall colors. Here on the farm, there's some of that changing. There we have a changing to gold, but that's actually because the tree is dying. But we don't have the vibrant fall colors here in the Northwest that you see in the Northeast and North. Spent 2 years in Vermont, and those people have fall colors. The dogs notice the changes. I'm convinced of that. They are observers of the highest orders, Maggie and Toby. What they lack in color recognition, they more than make up for in the sense of smell. There's a smell to fall if you're paying attention. You'll notice a difference in the air from July to August, September, and October. The molecules moving at a different pace. The bouquet of scents different as healthy vegetation begins to slowly decay. I wonder how many people take the time to notice the subtle changes. Not everyone does. Not everyone notices. I pass by people on walks. They're texting and streaming on their phones as they walk through nature. I saw it twice yesterday during a 1 hour walk. During that same walk, though, I saw a young woman laying on the grass under a willow tree, smiling as she looked up through the branches. And I saw an old couple shuffling along, mid-80s, I guess, animated as they pointed to the first red leaves of a maple. Pace of our walk is quicker in the fall. The dogs are more lively, more eager, although you can't tell by looking at Maggie right now. Much easier to walk now than it was 2 months ago in 90-degree heat. And I wonder, Maggie, stop. Maggie's a poop eater of the highest order. I wonder how people in states like Nevada and Arizona, I wonder how they do it. Honestly, how do you go through life in 100-degree temperatures? Hardier people than I am. Anyway, you have to slow up. That's what walks with Maggie and Toby have taught me. You need to slow up, Bill. You need to notice the subtle changes going on around you. When I was younger, and oh my God, there were decades, literally decades, where I would walk along a walk like this and I'd look out there and I'd say, huh, bunch of green. But there's subtle changes of the green. If you look at it, there's probably 4 or 5 different shades of green right there. And I look at the tree bark, and then I look at the white spots, and I want to know where the white spots are from, what caused the white spots. And I look down below and I see that that tree came from a nurse log, from a log that had died and fallen over. And that gave birth to a new tree. And the old stump there is giving sustenance to insects. Rather than rip it out of the ground and haul it off to be shredded, you leave it in the ground and it brings new life. And listen carefully, I don't know if you can hear it. Very soft sound of gentle showers hitting the leaves. I love that sound. And living in an SUV or living in a bus like we did for a year, you hear the sound of soft rain on the rooftop, and I absolutely love it. And even this, a sign that a white chicken was caught by a coyote. I have no doubt that's what happened here. And although it makes me sad that we lost a chicken, I also understand the coyote has to live. This was his neighborhood far before humans came in, his ancestors. Here's where we're digging out a pond, and the purpose of the pond, nothing more than to give this area a natural habitat for birds and insects and frogs. And Toby sees water he just has to lay down in, and isn't that just so cool? Remember when we were young and we would do something like that and our parents would go, "Oh my God, look at how wet you are, Billy." But it was so fun. And Toby is nothing if not fun. He just has to have fun. Now he's going to get as dirty as possible. Maggie, on the other hand, sniffing. She's sniffing and she sniffs and she sniffs. And why? Because she's noticing what's around her. Taking time, we used to call it stop and smell the roses. With Maggie, these walks are all about smelling the environment and experiencing the environment one sniff at a time. And I trust my girl's senses. Maggie can smell a coyote from hundreds of yards away. She will stop and stare into the woods and start to growl, and you absolutely know there's either a coyote or a bear or a deer in there. She knows it way before my sense of sight will confirm it. She's done it time and time again. Stop and smell the roses. Technology, man, we've talked about it. Listen, I love the new cell phones, and I love computers, and I love laptops, and I love the internet, blah, 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 blah. But we've lost our ability to just go out. Just a second, hold on. We've lost our ability to get out and just enjoy our surroundings. Just to take a quiet walk and see what we can see, and see what we can feel, and see what we can smell, and see what we can experience. We need to get out. This world is not going to be like this in 30 years when you young folks are older and you middle-aged folks are older still, and you're bemoaning the fact that a new housing complex has gone up, and why did they have to build a new Costco where there was once a swamp? And God, you got to get out, guys. There's a world of wonder here. You know, I was talking to a friend the other day, because we have a lot of coyotes in Olympia. If you were to walk around the streets or drive around the street 3 or 4 in the morning, you'd see the eyes shining in the dark when the headlights hit them. You'll see them crossing streets from a block away, and they really are seemingly everywhere. And makes you wonder, as you walk on through forests like this, through woods like this, where the hell do the coyotes go during the day? You never see them. That's how incredibly camouflaged they are, that they can hide from human beings in broad daylight effectively. You just don't see them. And the same with all nature. Nature has a way of protecting itself despite our best efforts to ruin it. Maggie's bringing up the rear, Toby's leading. It's this way all the time on our walks. Anyway, Maggie's message for today is to stop and smell the roses. Get out, enjoy nature, see the subtle changes, see the wonder. Oh, Toby's sniffed something. These guys, I've seen them smell pocket gophers from hundreds of feet away. They just have incredible senses. So the message, if I haven't already driven it home, is slow the hell down. God, when did life become so hectic? You know, when I was teaching school, when I was coaching, this is just back when, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, when they started specializing in sports. Like they would discourage kids from playing football and baseball in high school because they wanted them to specialize in one or the other. They had a better chance of playing college sports if they just concentrated on one. And fast forward to today, I mean, my stepdaughter, played in club soccer and school soccer and went to soccer camps, and it's like they were playing year, and the parents were parents with multiple kids in multiple sports were constantly in the car, driving there, driving over there. God, we got to get there, we got to camp here, we got to go for the weekend there. And it's like, oh my good God. And you say the same thing with people working 2 or 3 jobs, or you see the same thing with people who have, important executive jobs. It's like, I'm sorry, I got a meeting this weekend and I can't take you to skate land, or I'm sorry, I promised a client I'd meet him, and I'm sorry, honey, we were going to go for dinner, but can't do that, and I just don't have time. And it's like, really? Really? And whose fault is that? You get one shot at this, guys. Slow the hell down. You'll live longer, I promise you that. Unless you're genetically predisposed to, dying when you're 20, but come on, slow down. Get the priorities in order, which should be love of family, love of self, love of friends. There's your first priorities. Then you can start worrying about all the other superfluous crap that seems to take up all the time. Maggie has none of those worries. Maggie's got her priorities, man. She just goes through life checking things out, enjoying things. Got a lot of times she'll cuddle with me, boy. She loves to cuddle. It's her favorite thing next to eating. And I've learned from her. I have literally learned, because I was forced on walks with her, I had to slow down. And I had to start enjoying everything that was around me. You get one shot. If not now, when? If not now, when? When you're 85? Can't do anything? Huh? When loved ones die and you can't say the final things? Think about it.